Hi, Democrats. Today is Monday, February 21st, and it's time for the Chair's Daily Live. I would say happy Monday, but let's call it Reflective Monday. It's been a crazy 4 days, and I think you know what I'm talking about, but I want to talk about it in more general terms. Today is February 21st. We have 53 days until the filing deadline on April 15th. I have been coming live every weekday talking to you about the recruiting work, the recruiting efforts that I've been doing. I spend time on the phone every week trying to recruit candidates. I spend time on the road, driving back and forth across the state, talking to candidates who are thinking about running. I do that. That is part of my job as the chair. At the same time, there are candidates who self-identify. There are candidates who don't call me and tell me that they're running, don't call me and ask me for advice, and don't listen to the advice of the party when we offer it, which is their right. This is the Democratic Party. We don't stop people from running. That's not what we do here. What we do is try to recruit candidates so that Democrats have options, so Democrats have choices, so they have the best choice and the best option of who to vote for. And so for the duration of this year, and yes, it's only been 52 days, when I end my live, I ask you to find me a candidate that you can support. I don't just say, find me a candidate, be a candidate. I've changed it to say, find me a candidate that you can support. I'm out there beating the bushes, doing what I do. After this weekend's fracas, there's all of this talk about how the Democratic Party is supporting a racist and how everybody knew that this person had bad habits and was not the best person, blah, blah, blah. This person, most of our candidates have been out there campaigning for months. And if there was a person on the ballot that you couldn't support and you wanted somebody to support, your job is to help me find someone. So it's not enough to know that you don't support the candidate that's there. It's not enough. You have to go the extra step of helping me find a candidate that you can support. Now, I want to be very clear. The Democratic Party does not support, condone, approve of, or have tolerance for racism. Nor do we approve of misogyny. What strikes me is that Democrats this weekend fell for the culture war that Republicans are trying to lob. Everybody seized on the racist comment. It was a racist comment and unacceptable. Everybody seized on that. As if it's to say that cussing out 12-year-olds, as long as they're not of a minority, is okay. It's not okay to cuss out 12-year-olds. Full stop. Not okay to cuss out white 12-year-olds, black 12-year-olds, Hispanic 12-year-olds, Native American, Hmong. It's not okay. And the fact that everybody focused on the racial slur is depressing for me because it's minimizing the bigger picture. Not okay. And so if that's not a candidate that you can support, help me find a better candidate. To the people who say I should restrict access to the candidates that I don't like or the candidates that you don't like. First of all, it's a presumption that those candidates are availing themselves of our tools. Typically, candidates that don't live up to our values are also not using our tools. So it's not, I can't take something away from someone that they're not using. The Democratic Party is not just this chick. I am the chair. I am the face. I get that. But if you have a candidate on your ballot that you can't support that is running under the Democratic banner, the answer isn't for one person to say that person has to go. The answer is for the collective to find a candidate that people can support. It's that simple. We have to have a candidate that folks can support. And if you are out there saying, I knew this person was not great, I tried to warn people that this person was not great, here's what I say to you. Help me find a better candidate. If you can't support that candidate, help me find a better candidate. Fussing about how not great the candidate that you're not going to vote for doesn't get a Democrat elected. And remember who is in the seat currently, be it the seat that came up this weekend or the other seats that people have been complaining about. Think about who are in those seats right now. We have 53. Why can't we know your opinion? You know my opinion. I don't condone racism. I don't condone cussing out 12-year-olds. I don't condone a lot of the behavior that came about that we became aware of over the weekend. Don't condone it. I don't appreciate it. I am but one person. This is not Alicia Land. This is the Oklahoma Democratic Party. And so I am once again continuing my search for candidates up and down the ballot. And yes, I'm searching for multiple candidates for some seats because Democrats need to be able to have a choice and vet for the best candidate. I'm continuing my recruiting efforts, but I'm asking again for your help to help me find a candidate that you can support. Complaining about the candidates that we have doesn't get a Democrat elected. Walking away from the Democratic Party because you're mad about what one person did does not get a Democrat elected. What gets a Democrat elected is qualified candidates that we can all get behind. So I'm going to put it to rest. Alicia Andrews does not support racism. Alicia Andrews does not support cussing out teenagers. Actually, I'm not down for cussing out folks all over the place. Alicia Andrews is very clear. That's what happens over in Alicia Land. The Oklahoma Democratic Party does not condone racism. We do not condone cussing out children. And there's a whole lot of other behavior that I'm not even going to get into. But what is important, and the message that I want us all to take away from this is don't fall into the culture war. By only focusing on the racial slur, which was horrible, you're acting as if the other little girls getting cursed out is not as important. And it is. It is. And if it's not to you, it really should be, right? Cursing out children is not okay. Full stop. So the takeaway is help me find a candidate that you can support. That's it. Help me find a candidate that you can support. I will have the conversation. I will schedule sit downs if that's what we need to do, but help me find a candidate that you can support, not just for that seat, but there are other seats that there have been some controversy for that has forced me to have this conversation. Now let's talk about a candidate that I don't have yet, and I need your help. Currently, no one has agreed to run for Attorney General on the Democratic ticket. Attorney General is a big freaking deal. Everybody wants to get mad about criminal justice reform. Everybody wants to get mad about sentencing and what charges are levied. Instead of waiting until sentencing and charges are being levied, why don't we vote for folks who make those decisions? But we got to find someone. Let me tell you who's running. This is a mailer that is in mailboxes right now for the Republican running against our current unethical Attorney General. This is the guy who's running. Can I see the other side? This is what he is labeling Democrats as. We're not that. But as long as we don't have a candidate, we get to pick between the guy who looks at everybody who's not a Republican as a looter, who looks at all Black folks as rioters, and a guy who has been deemed as not ethical and incompetent. That's who's running right now, guys. I need help. I need help finding a Democrat to run against that guy. So you have homework. You have homework. Look at your ballot. You know who's running. And if it's not somebody you can support that's already on the ballot, help me find someone else. And then also help me find somebody for Attorney General. We can't let that represent us. We can't. Well, I take it back. That won't be representing us, quite frankly. So that's your homework. Help me find a candidate up and down the ballot that you can support. And you've had it all weekend to bash the party, to call us racist, to fight amongst yourselves. You've had that. Now, shake it off and go do the work. Alrighty, I'll be back here tomorrow at 4:15. You guys have a great day, but do your homework.